Welcome to a vintage slaughter. I, Michael Myers, and my two rat friends are going to be slaughtering some opponents this Halloween, and we'll be starting with a Dark Confidant. I think Steam Vents might be the optimal pick here, but we want to be playing black here. I think that's the theme for the day, so we'll take the Dark Confidant, which is a very strong card, and see where we can go from there. Alright, Dark Confidant into Liliana. That is what we like to see. Liliana makes people sacrifice stuff, discard cards. Very perfect for this. There's also Tundra, Expressive Iteration, but Liliana is too good to resist. We'll be carving up some opponents, and I'm looking forward to that very much. Now we can take a Bloodchief's Thirst. There's Terracodon if we want to do Reanimator stuff, which we may end up doing. But Bloodchief's Thirst is a really good card. We can take that. There's also Treachery. But I think we want to take the Bloodchief's Thirst, stay black, and we'll see what looks open. These cards are all very strong. These cards can grind even with the blue decks. So unclear at this point if we're playing Reanimator or like a value deck of some sort. I think this is a good start for either one. These cards go well in either deck. Dark Confidant is a little bit awkward with Reanimator stuff because, sometimes you just flip a Griselbrand and take 8. But he's not as bad as you would think because usually you're only playing 3 or 4 expensive cards and then the rest of your deck is all really cheap enablers and cheap interaction. And of course, half your deck is lands, so Dark Confidant's pretty good there. Oh! Alright, that is what we're looking for. Griselbrand, I was a little bit worried because there's only one black card in the last pack, but this is perfect. We will take Griselbrand for sure and be very, very happy about it. If Rotting Regiwheels, that would be sweet. Otherwise, Blood Crypt and Nahiri are both reasonable options, but we're definitely taking the Grizzle Daddy here. So I'll move my scary self down here. So the best card we could possibly get here would be Entomb. That would be a sign that Reanimator is very open, and also just a really good card. Any of the cheap reanimation spells would also be good. Reanimate, Animate Dead, Exhume, Necromancy. Recurring Nightmare would also be solid. It would require us to build around it slightly, but I think that would be worth it. Okay, we can take a Liliana Death's Majesty here. That is pretty strong. Makes a lot of zombies, which is very topical, and it reanimates Griselbrand. It's a little expensive, but that's okay. There's also Swords of Plowshares and Sun Titan, so some pretty good white cards going around, but we'll take the Liliana here. Tasigur is not really what I want. There is Fauna Shaman, which is very, very good if we can play green. But that does require us to play green, which I don't really want to do. I don't want to take the Tasigur. We could take Nighthawk Scavenger just as a good creature. This is really strong in some matchups. Fauna Shaman or Nighthawk Scavenger? I think I'll take the Scavenger. It's just this card would be solid, but it's still not amazing. And it really weakens the mana base to play this card. Yeah, I'm going to take the Scavenger here. This card is pretty good. Plus, it helps us to continue cutting black. Ooh, very late Thoughtseize. That is a great pickup. Yeah, pretty easy Thoughtseize here. Nothing else is particularly enticing. Alright, no black cards here, unfortunately. So we're going to need to branch into another color. Path to Exile is one of the best cards here, but Brainstorm is also quite strong. And Blue-Black Reanimator is more of an archetype than Black-White. Because blue gives you a decent number of discard outlets, like the new Unblockable dude, Jace Fringe Prodigy, Charter Course. Yeah, let's take the Brainstorm. Okay, Ludovic Necrogenius is interesting. It mills you, and then you can pay 5 and exile 1 creature card to make it become a 4/4 copy of the card. Yeah, I guess we'll take this. I don't think we really want to take Rakdos' Return. Sure. Ludovic, get in here. Okay, black is open, but not ridiculously so. The best card here is definitely Expressive Iteration. I think I'm just going to take Lodestone Golem, though, as a sideboard card against Storm decks. Now I can take a Terracodon. That's a good pickup. Pretty good reanimation target. Rotting Regisaur. Sweet. Very happy to see that. So we're probably going mono black here. But we'll see. If we get really good fixing in like Ancestral Recall or something, then we'll want to go with a Blue Splash. We don't have any reanimation cards other than Liliana Death's Majesty right now. So that'll be a pretty high priority going forward, but I think we should be able to get some. Okay, we'll take Sun Titan. This card is very good if we end up with a couple Reanimator cards that are artifacts or enchantments. Like, it's very good if you can bring back Animate Dead, and then with the Animate Dead, bring back another thing. Plus, we do have a couple value 3 drops. I mean, bringing back Liliana or Nighthawk Scavenger or Regisaur or something is not bad as well. And he has a nice sword, which matches our weapon of choice. Let's see, these cards are not cards I'm super excited about playing, but all of these are. Oh my gosh, what? I mean, wow. Happy Halloween, I guess. We'll take the Black Lotus. 2 Moxen is pretty ridiculous. There's also Verdant Catacombs and the Scarab God and Packrat. Packrat we're hoping will come around, or maybe Kite's Elf Rebooter, but Lotus is perfect. This lets us play, like, turn 2, Liliana Death's Majesty. It could even let us hardcast Grizzlebrand or Terrastodon pretty quickly, so that is pretty sweet. Very, very happy to take that. This is a deck where Black Lotus is by far the best card we could possibly have. I would prefer Black Lotus to Mox Jet. I would prefer it to Entomb, to Soul Ring, certainly, to Ancestral Recall, anything like that. Okay, now we get a Grave Titan. That is pretty sweet. There's also Chartercourse, Murderous Rider, and Ulamog. And even Lion's Eye Diamond can be good if you have some tutors. You know, you play Demonic Tutor, crack the Lion's Eye Diamond with a tutor on the stack to discard your Grizzlebrand and then reanimate it. But let's take Grave Titan. Ulamog is a good reanimation target as well, but it's a little bit soft to like Swords to Plowshares and stuff like that, whereas Grave Titan is always going to have some lasting value, and it's a lot easier to hardcast. Nice. Entomb is perfect. We'll definitely be taking that. These lands are okay. Jace would be good if we could cast it, but Entomb is very, very nice. Also, seeing an Entomb after a couple picks is hopefully a sign that Black will be, or that Reanimator will be somewhat open. Ooh, tough pick here. Underground Sea versus Ravenous Chupacabra. I think we just want to be mono black here. Yeah. The only thing that would sway us is if we got... I mean, like, I guess we did... No, we could take... no, Brainstorm isn't even that good. Let's take the Chupacabra. This card is really strong. Not much for us here. Tovlar's Huntmaster is an okay reanimation target. Yawgmoth is not very good for this deck. Sword is also not very good. We could do Baneslayer as an alternate reanimation target. Yeah, I think it's Baneslayer versus Tovlar's Huntmaster. We can't use the ability of this, so it's just a worse Grave Titan. I think that's still worth it, though. Yeah, we'll take that. Now we can take Imperial Seal. Great pickup. Yeah, not really much else we're interested in, but this card is good for setting up Entomb or finding Black Lotus. Here we have a land and a good blue enabler, also Frost Titan. I guess I'll take the land. Yeah, we already have a couple reanimation targets. I don't think we need the Frost Titan. Now we can take a Dismember, which isn't bad. That's just a nice 1-mana interactive spell. Packrat Wield, great. Also the Scarab God, but we're doing Packrat here. And that's a nice card. Both Packrat and Raging Regisaur are pretty good cards because they set up your combo while also discarding cards. So, while also being threats in their own right. So if they don't answer the Packrat or the Regisaur, they die. But then if they spend time and resources answering those, then they could just die to your combo. Alright, Murderous Rider, pretty good pickup. So Black is looking open. We're still very light on cards that actually reanimate. So that's going to be the #1 priority in Pack 3. But we have good enablers. Liliana really does it all. This Liliana discards cards. Regisaur does too. Packrat does too. We could Thoughtseize ourselves in a pinch. Ooh. Okay. I mean, we'll take the Jace. Or do we just take the Ancient Tomb, actually? No, I actually think Ancient Tomb is better. We're not going to be splashing blue here, almost definitely. And Ancient Tomb is pretty nice for just accelerating into stuff like Liliana to turn ahead of schedule. Now we can take Lotus Bloom. Sword of Feast and Famine, I guess. Blue is fairly open here. But, like, Force of Will is not the kind of card you want to be splashing. Alright, so this deck is looking very good. The only thing we need, really, is just cards to actually bring back stuff from the graveyard. I wouldn't mind one or two more discard outlets, too, that discard for value, like Collective Brutality. Okay. I guess we just take Recurring Nightmare here. Actually, yeah, Recurring Nightmare looks pretty good. We have a reasonable number of cheap creatures. Yeah, let's go with that. It's also very good with both Tovlar's Huntmaster and Grave Titan. Cards that just come in and make multiple bodies. Jadar would be a decent wheel, as would Wosh Rider, actually, but we gotta take the Recurring Nightmare first. Ooh, Archon of Cruelty. Okay. This is one of the best reanimation targets. There's also Faithless Looting, which would be a cool enabler if we could play it, but I think we want to go with the Archon. Duress versus Una's Prowler. And then there's also Inkwell Leviathan. How many discard outlets do we have? Not that many. But Una's Prowler will probably come around. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Duress and try and wheel the Una's Prowler. Duress is really, really good interaction. There's some decks where I don't love this card, but with this sort of deck, we don't really care about their creatures. We just care about things that break up our combo, because if we can pull off our combo, that goes way over the top of any creatures they could have. This is a really good reanimation suite. The perfect reanimation suite would probably be replacing Tovlar's Huntmaster with Iona. But I definitely like what we have going on here. Really good reanimation targets, a good low curve. We're able to play monocolored, which makes us a lot more consistent. Corpse Dance is good with some of these cards, but not amazing. There's Emrakul as another reanimation target, and then Gonti as a value card. Also Frantic Search, but we're not doing that. I think we actually do take the Corpse Dance here. Hopefully we don't need to play it, but we are light on reanimation stuff right now, and so if we end up not getting enough, then that'll be a good card for us. Ooh, Dark Ritual. I don't think we need the Bone Shredder. Sunrun Titan is very good, and then also Strip Mine. Actually, I think Strip Mine is the pick here. Yeah, let's take the Strip Mine. Well, yeah, we already have 21 spells. We'll take the Strip Mine. This helps us to pressure their resources. Hopefully we can wheel something from this pack, whether it's Shredder, Sunrun Titan, or Dark Ritual, but Strip Mine is really, really strong. And now I can take a Port for the same reason. Just a nice way to upgrade our deck for very, very easily. Because it's replacing a Swamp instead of replacing a spell. Power Word Kill. I don't think we want Golos. Memory Jar is somewhat interesting, but it's a little slow. Let's just take the removal spell. Okay, and given how this worked out... Oh, wow. Well, I would love Collective Brutality, but we got to take the Animate Dead here. That's just too perfect. Alright, nice. So we ended up with an okay suite of reanimation spells. Animate Dead, Corpse Dance, Recurring Nightmare, Liliana. Not terrible. If the draft ended right now, we could just throw in 14 Swamps and call that a deck. Although, maybe we want to play 13 in this deck. But there's... Hopefully we can wheel the Dark Ritual or something like that. Okay, Jadar. There's also Bolas' Citadel, but I think Jadar is better. This is a pretty nice card. Not much force here. We'll take Disenchant. Ooh, nice. Una's Prowler wheeled. That's good. Inkwell Leviathan is fine, but I think I'd rather have the Prowler. So we need to make one cut here. Could be one of the removal spells. Could be Nighthawk Scavenger. I think it's between Nighthawk Scavenger and one of the removal spells. And other removal spells, I like the Bloodchief Thirst because it can hit Planeswalkers, so it's between Power Word Kill and Dismember. Let's take the power word kill. I like cheap spells. I guess we could also cut Jadar. Jadar has good synergy with Recurring Nightmare. But that's really it. Yeah, I guess I'll cut the Jadar. So this deck has a lot of interaction, a lot of cheap spells, some good value lands, and really good reanimation targets. It is missing the best reanimation spells, like the actual card Reanimate in particular. Also would love to have an Exhume. But I think this deck is pretty sweet. Michael Myers would be proud. This deck can just put something into play on turn 1 very easily. We could go turn 1, Swamp, Duress, Black Lotus, Entomb, Animate Dead, and bring back whatever these things we want. I mean, any of these on turn 1 should win the game. Nice. These all come around. What do we want? Dark Ritual or Bone Shredder? We already have the Chupacabra. I think I'll take the Dark Ritual to be as explosive as possible. And now we'll cut the power word kill. One type of spell we are missing is we don't have any reanimation targets that kill creatures very effectively. I'm thinking of something like Dragonlord Atarka, Elish Norn, Massacre Worm. Archon of Cruelty does kill something, but most of our things are just creating bodies, so we could struggle a bit. There will be some situations where, like, we bring back the Grave Titan, but they have, like, 2 Flicker Wisps or something, and then like, they can still kill us. Alright, Karmic Guide, another reanimation spell. Sort of an unusual one, but a reanimation spell nonetheless. This deck looks pretty sweet. Let's pop my face on up to here. And I love these little rats over there. And then we'll throw in our swamps and hop into the queue. I think this deck looks really sweet. If we were just playing swamps, I actually might even go down to 15 lands with Black Lotus, Dark Ritual, and a really low curve. But Strip Mine is sort of a spell, so is Rishadan Port. So given that, I don't mind having 1 extra land. This deck can just hardcast a 6-drop on turn 1, too. Or even a 7-drop. I guess we don't have any 7-drops in the deck. But Ancient Tomb, Black Lotus, that's 5 mana, and then Dark Ritual nets you 2 more to put you up to 7. So we could go turn 1, Thoughtseize, hardcast Grave Titan. Alright, let's get some swamps in here. You better not try and make me put a forest in. No. Alright, cut that, add that, and let's hop on into the queue. This deck looks sweet. And we have an okay sideboard plan. We can bring in this against Storm, this against Aggro, this against Control, and potentially the Sword against Sun, Green, or Black decks. And also potentially Lotus Bloom in some matchups if we're on the draw. Also Terracodon. Terracodon is a reasonable reanimation target. Maybe we should have that over the Tovlar's Huntmaster. Actually, yeah, I think I like that slightly more. Tovlar's Huntmaster is very similar to Grave Titan. It's a worse version of Grave Titan. So we'll almost never want to Entomb for that, whereas there is a situation where we would Entomb for Terracodon. And we essentially have 3 copies of it because there's also worlds where we can go Imperial Seal for Entomb, then Entomb for Terracodon if the opponent has, you know, like a Planeswalker that's about to ultimate or something like that. I hope you have nightmares about this draft. We'll see how the Nighthawk Scavenger performs. I think this card will be good. And I do like having some life gain. We pay a decent amount of life. Imperial Seal, Thoughtseize, Ancient Tomb, Grizzlebrand, Dismember. So yeah, we will be paying a lot of life, and so I think the life gain from the Nighthawk Scavenger could be pretty clutch. Alright, on the draw here against Diotima. Our 2 is not a good enough roll to defeat them. Okay, we can keep this hand. It's a little bit fair, but that's fine. We have some of the pieces, and we have really good interaction. Depending on what they do, or what they do could influence our first turn, but right now our plan is to duress on 1. Ooh, good draw. But still duress on 1. Okay. So we can dismember their next play and then Liliana to make them sacrifice their third play. That seems pretty sweet. So they go Plains, Seasoned Hellblade. Arcana of Cruelty, great draw, because that's something we can discard to Liliana and then bring back. So we'll go Swamp, pass. Or do we just dismember now? Let's just dismember now. I don't want to get mana tithed. So then, and we want to make sure we do it before they get to attacks, because if they got to make a dude off of this, that would be very bad. Now we go land, Liliana, make you sacrifice. The Yonin Relic Order as a dude. Not very scary. Let's plus and discard the Archon. And then play Nighthawk Scavenger. So this blocks the... If they have a way to kill the Nighthawk Scavenger, that could be a little bit bad. It would slow us down. But if they can't kill the Nighthawk Scavenger immediately, they definitely die. Okay, they're out of cards in hand. So we'll attack for 4. Then play Recurring Nightmare. Bring back the Archon. And this will probably draw the concession. They sacrifice their thing. We'll play Swamp. Do we want to plus the Liliana? I don't think so. I'll just pass. And then end of turn we can play Entomb to get maybe Grizzlebrand, maybe Trastalon. Okay, yeah, that was very over. So playing against Mono White should be a pretty good matchup. Let's bring in another removal spell. What do we not want? Duress might not be amazing, although they're playing multiple Moxen, which is a little strange. I think these reanimation targets are good. Trastalon actually might be worse than the Huntmaster, though. Grave Titan's definitely good. I like Liliana. This. We want the parts of our proactive plan. Scavenger seems good. Dark Confidant could be a bit risky. We could also cut a Swamp on the draw. I'll cut the Dark Confidant, I think. Flipping an 8-drop is a good way to lose pretty quickly. Alright, great hand. If we find a reanimation spell, we can get Grizzlebrand into play pretty quickly. We can Thoughtseize them on 1 to take out any answers. We have Dark Ritual to speed up. Alright, let's Thoughtseize on 1. This card, okay, no, Cathar Commander is not that good. Let's just take the Cathar Commander, though. It can deal with a Recurring Nightmare, and it's just a threat. So they play Honor of the Pure. Oh, Figure of Destiny, okay. Level up the figure, and then swing for 2. I think we're just playing Una's Prowler here. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully they're just leveling up Figure of Destiny. Gideon Blackblade. That's annoying. So they give Kythian... Oh, interesting. So if we block the Kythian, they would need to discard 2 cards to save it. I think we just do that. Or they might not attack with Kythian. Okay, they just swing for 2. That's fine. We'll take 2. Liliana. Okay, that's pretty good. Actually, that's very good. We can just get back Griselbrand this turn. So we'll attack for 3 at the Gideon. Sure. Then we'll go land. Discard Griselbrand. Dark Ritual. Liliana, bring back Griselbrand. We could pay 7 life here and try and find a Black Lotus, but that's a little bit risky because they could just kill us if they have a removal spell. We know they have an Honor of the Pure in hand, but I think I would rather wait here and then we'll see what they do. If they can't find a way to kill the Griselbrand right now, though, they will just die because we can kill their Gideon, gain a bunch of life, and then put more bodies on the board to block. Sort of fitting that for the Halloween video, we're mono black playing against mono white in the game 1 and crushing them. There we go. Very, very smooth start. This deck seems pretty powerful. It's not quite as fast as some all-in decks that have more 1 or 2 mana reanimation spells and like Putrid Imp and stuff like that. But it has very, very good interaction. And still a really powerful combo package. So we'll be a little bit more resilient. We're not one of those decks that just like shoots their shot on turn 2, and then if they have a way to deal with our like Ulamog, then we just die. Have our opponent for round 2. Hopefully we can win the die roll this time. Nice, we do. Master Plum will be on the draw. I mean, I think we keep this hand. But we're not going to Imperial Seal on turn 1 because we're missing a few pieces. If we find a discard outlet or an Entomb, then we can Imperial Seal for a reanimation spell. And then likewise, if we find a reanimation spell, we can Imperial Seal for Entomb. So we have a lot of draws that give us a combo. And we have a way to kill one of their lands and their first creature. So we can sort of slow down their early onslaught and then hope that that buys us enough time to find one of our combo pieces. Another white deck, okay. Best case scenario would be they go Black Lotus, Hero of Bladehold. Mox Ruby, that's not what I wanted to see. What? Five mana, please be something we can dismember. Jeez. Wait, what? They have Ancestral, Black Lotus, and Mox. All on turn 1. Absolutely brutal. Well, we can't dismember here. I mean, well, actually, we might dismember here. We can't strip mine here. That is such a broken start. I think I'm going to give them Urza. Actually, we have a good answer to it, and they might not have blue mana. We need to find one of our combo pieces immediately. Basic Swamp. Okay, this is looking really bad. That's just disgusting. Did they Black Lotus, Ancestral, and Mox on turn 1? Against our pretty bad draw. Alright, we'll give them Kythian. I'm not enthusiastic about it, but I think I am going to dismember this Kythian end of turn. Alright, come on, deck. Give us Liliana or something. Okay, sweet. So, We cannot entomb, or we could entomb main phase and then play Imperial Seal. I think, though, what we should do is just strip mine their island, play Imperial Seal, and then on our turn go entomb Animate Dead. And which, I think we probably just want to get, well, actually, we don't need to decide yet, but we're probably going to want to reanimate Grizzlebrand. But for now, let's just search up Animate Dead to put on top and pass turn. Actually, if they don't put a creature into play or another Planeswalker, then we could do Archon to kill the Karn. That's probably worth it. Okay, so they're grabbing an island or a Hallowed Fountain. Okay, Hallowed Fountain, sure. Sun Gold Sentinel. Alright, well, good thing we didn't entomb main phase. I think we do go Grizzlebrand here. Draw Animate Dead, goes land, entomb for Grizzlebrand. Animate Dead Grizzlebrand. And I think I will pay 7 life here because finding Black Lotus would be a huge upside, and we're not dead if we don't hit something. We can just discard 2 cards to hand size if we just don't draw it. Oh, wow. Well, actually, let's play Black Lotus Liliana here. Yeah, that seems good. Or Black Lotus to kill the Karn. That's actually really close. I think I'm going to kill the Sun Gold Sentinel. Or put Liliana into play. This is a little bit more efficient than Liliana's down if we want to discard the Terrastodon next turn. And also getting rid of the Sun Gold Sentinel is nice because that can exile our Grizzlebrand if they kill it. Now there are some things we lose to here. If they have Fractured Identity, I guess they couldn't play Fractured Identity yet, but they could go Island Mind Control. Alright, we'll give them the Plains. Do they have a way to kill this Grizzlebrand? Not yet. Alright, let's Thoughtseize them. I'm going to play Swamp first in case we want to somehow Murderous Rider in response to something. Cycle Shark Typhoon. Okay, don't care about that at all. So Mystic Confluence can bounce our Grizzlebrand, which would be a little bit annoying. Urza doesn't do anything. Stone Cold doesn't do anything. Elspeth could pressure our life total a bit. Let's take the Mystic Confluence, though. And now, do we want to... how do we want to do this? I think let's attack the Karn, and they'll probably block with a Shark. Actually, no. I think we might want to just Bloodchief's Thirst the Shark. No, let's attack the Karn. Yeah, let's attack the Karn. I think they'll block here. They don't. Interesting. Okay, well, now we can pay life. Yeah, this is totally fine. We'll pay life. We can get back Terrastodon here if we want. I think I'm just going to play Una's Prowler, Bloodchief's Thirst, though. So plus, discarding a Swamp. Bloodchief's Thirst. And you discarded Wasteland. Then we'll play Una's Prowler and pass. Then we'll need to discard some cards to hand size, which will just be 3 Swamps. I'm going to keep the Terrastodon in our hand just in case. We can always discard it to the Una's Prowler if we want to. Plus this again. We will give them Thalia. Okay. Well, we managed to beat turn 1 Black Lotus, Mox, Ancestral Recall Karn. That is pretty sweet. They definitely should have just minus Karn. If they had minus Karn, they probably would have won that game. But they did not. So playing against blue-white, like blue-white mid-range with a couple broken cards. Do we want to make any changes here? I don't think so. Yeah, let's run it back. If we could beat that draw from them, I don't think they could ever beat us if we have like a reasonable draw. The only ways that they have to interact with our combo that we've seen so far are Mystic Confluence and Sun Gold Sentinel. So we'll just need to be careful to not play into Sun Gold Sentinel too much, like not just fire off a random Entomb on turn 1. Oh, wait. We should probably bring in Power Word Kill. Yeah, I guess I'll make this exchange on the draw. On the play, we could bring Dark Confidant back in and cut something else, but I like having access to removal against a deck that's playing, stuff like Kythian. Okay, we can keep this hand. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. We can go kill your Kythian turn 1, turn 2 tap your island, turn 3 Liliana. Okay. Well, no turn 1 Bloodchief's Thirst, but that's fine. Do they really have Ancestral again? Jeez. Well, unfortunate. Oh, if that's all they're playing, that's fine. Alright. We could play Recurring Nightmare, but that doesn't really do anything. Let's just kill this Jace. And then if they play Creature, we can Chupacabra next turn. Otherwise, we could just get Liliana down. And what would we discard from this current hand? Maybe just the Ancient Tomb. Or probably Port, I guess. Looks like they are making a play though. Oh, Blade Splicer? Sure. Let's just play the Ancient, or the Chupacabra then. Ooh, good draw. So next turn we can't quite go Recurring Nightmare plus Liliana, but we could go big Liliana and just plus. Karn, sure. Their deck is, I don't mean to be mean, but their deck is shockingly weak given the power level of some of their cards. They make a 2/2 construct and pass turn. So let's go Swamp, Liliana plus, and then just pass, and we'll leave these guys back to block. Hoping to mill over a reanimation spell. Of course, they could have Sun Gold Sentinel, but it's still, I mean, even if they have that, that's not the end of the world. We're still getting some 2/2s. Do they have Force of Will? I think if they had a Mana Leak or something, they would snap it off very quickly with the Black Lotus. But if they have Force of Will, they might not want to pitch their last blue card. Okay, it does resolve. We'll plus, see what we hit. Murderous Rider, Animate Dead. Not exactly what I wanted. Do we want to attack the Karn for 2? Actually, yes. I think we do. Yeah. Trading with a Construct would be great. And, okay, trading with the Blades, yeah, that's even better. So if they want to minus their Karn to put another Construct into play, we can probably kill the Karn. Wow. Putting a lot of artifacts into play, okay. Given that, we'll chump block the Karn. Or the Construct. So Entomb would be our best draw, or any fatty. That's bad. So let's plus Liliana again. Hopefully mill over something big. Terastodon, sweet. So we can play Recurring Nightmare and bring back Terastodon. Or we could Corpse Dance. Corpse S doesn't seem that good, though. So, let's go Recurring Nightmare. Bring back Terrastodon. And what do we want to kill here? Oh, Counterspell. That's bad. They only have 2 cards. The Liliana Ultimate will sweep their board next turn, which is pretty good here. I think we just want to go Swamp Pass. Yeah, let's go Swamp Pass. And then our plan is to Corpse Dance, bringing back Terrastodon to block one of their constructs and blow up probably some of our own lands. Or, actually, if we think we can just Ultimate Liliana, we could just blow up a bunch of their lands and then just kill everything that way. Alright, we'll give them Hallowed Fountain for sure. Hopefully this is a creature. Solitude. Okay, that's totally fine. So they're holding Hallowed Fountain and 1 unknown. This getting exiled is slightly annoying because it means we can't bring it back later, but I think that's fine. So they attack. We go Corpse Dance. Blowing up. We want to be able to block all of these. So let's kill Karn, Island, Ancient Tomb. Or just Swamp. Yeah, I think Swamp is fine. And we'll block here, block here, and here. So the board looks decent here, but keep in mind our Terrastodon is getting exiled on turn. So we are probably going to need to ultimate this Liliana. And then it'll be a top deck war where we get to start with Liliana in play. They do have the Skull Clamp. Maybe we should have taken Skull Clamp, actually. I think we do need to ultimate this. Then we can go Liliana plus to discard Swamp. And then we'll play Port. And I think it is worth paying 2 life to tap their blue source. We have a pretty high life total here. So we obviously need to draw some action. We don't have anything going on right now, but the opponent doesn't have that much. The problem is that they have the Skull Clamp. So they have a lot of draws that just let them start going off. I think I should have killed the Skull Clamp rather than one of the lands. If we had pressure, then we could kill the land. But the thing is, we're sort of going to a top deck game here. We have gone through 5, 6, 7, 8 lands, so we have 8 more lands left. That's pretty good. We're likely to draw a bunch of spells. Okay, they just cracked the clue. That's a good sign for us. Play land and just pass. Giver of Runes. Okay. Dismember. I guess we just dismember this. And then plus Liliana. I don't love it because they do get to draw 2 cards, but at least we're getting to knock one of them out of their hand. Do we want to spend 2 more life to tap a land again? I don't think so. They have a lot of lands now. If we top that Grave Titan, we could just cast it. That would be our best draw for sure. If we could somehow get to Liliana Ultimate, that would be sweet. Ooh, that's bad. That's super strong with Skull Clamp. They decide not to equip the token, okay. Archon of Cruelty. So if we draw Black Lotus, we could hardcast that. I think we will hold off. We'll just make them sacrifice their dude and pass turn. Tap Island, and we'll see what you got. And then, yeah, if we can find Black Lotus off the top, or Dark Ritual, we could hardcast Archon of Cruelty. We could also find any reanimation spell and then discard it to the Archon, or to the Liliana, and then bring it back. I guess, actually, Enemy Dead, Recurring Nightmare, Corpse... Wow, actually, all of our reanimation spells are gone now. That's sort of rough. Grave Titan, good draw. So, let's just cast that. I'm going to Edict them again. They'll sacrifice their soldier token, then we cast Grave Titan. If they have Mystic Confluence, we die. Alright, counter draw. I guess I won't concede yet. Actually, yeah, I won't concede yet. They can kill our Liliana, but if we top deck exactly Black Lotus or Dark Ritual this turn, we can still win. So Liliana down. Can we rip the Dark Ritual? Now we need just Black Lotus. Okay, good equip by them. I think that's the right play. Thalia is absolutely atrocious in their deck. Hilarious that they're playing that, but yeah, we cannot win now. We'll concede and hopefully draw a little better in game 3. Also, hopefully they don't have Ancestral for once. Let's bring Dark Confidant back in and cut... I think just the power word kill. Yeah, their creatures are pretty terrible. I don't really care about those. I only care about the, like, their... I mean, what do we care about? Like, their counter magic, Ancestral Recall, their fast mana. Karn is okay, but not that good. The key play of that game was when they were able to counterspell our Recurring Nightmare. If that had resolved, we win that game pretty handily. Because we can bring back Terastodon and then bring back Recurring Nightmare. And then play Recurring Nightmare again and bring back the Ravenous Chupacabra. Yuck. This hand is just too bad. We need, like, it's very far away from comboing, and we need a hand that can combo. Alright, this I'll keep, put back Terastodon, and we'll Thoughtseize them on 1, and then hope to draw some lands for Liliana. If they keep a bad hand just because they have Ancestral, Thoughtseize will be really good here. I mean, if they draw lands, this hand is scary. Okay, we're 1 mana short of being able to play Liliana. If we top deck a land, then we could do that. Hopefully they just pass. Oh, come on. That sucks. Absolutely brutal. Well, looks like we're going to fall in this one, unfortunately. They had Ancestral Recall in their opening hand 3 games in a row. They swing for 2 and play Sun Gold Sentinel. We need to draw running lands, and we don't really have any time to wait. I think we have to draw land this turn. Council Judgment's also really good. Okay, we just pass again. Jeez, now they kind of felt... Yeah, I think it's just... I think if we stacked our deck, we'd still lose this game now. But if we're going to win, it starts by drawing a land here for sure. Okay. So we can get through the first line of defense. Ooh, we really needed them to counterspell that. Because if they counterspell our Grave Titan, we're just going to die. They can play Council Judgment to take out the Recurring Nightmare. Oh, they have... Okay, Mox Ruby, that's fine. We take 5 again. So if we draw back-to-back lands, we could win. But we need to draw back-to-back lands because we need to play Grave Titan into Liliana. Oh. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, they pass. There's the land. So... Yeah, we got... Let's play Liliana here. So 2 mana Dark Ritual to add 3, and then play Liliana. This Thalia is very good against us here. Grave Titan would be better, but we need the Grave Titan to resolve more. So we'll get the counterspell out of their hand with this. And then if we draw land, we can play Grave Titan. And even if they have Council's Judgment, we can still stay alive at least. Hopefully they Council Judgment the Recurring Nightmare. Then, okay, that's lethal. Because even if we can get the land for Grave Titan, they can just kill us. Yeah, there it is. But we're only going to have 2 blockers because they can Council Judgment the Grave Titan. And then they'll put us down to -1. Alright, brutal game. That's like, yeah, that's a frustrating matchup. If they didn't hit their second land drop, specifically even a Plains, an island would have been fine. But the fact that they had Thalia on turn 2, like we thought to them see 1 land, take their Ancestral Recall, and then they still have the Plains for Thalia on turn 2, is rough. So we're going to have to fight for the 2-1. Unfortunate. That opponent's deck was just ridiculous. It wasn't that good, but they had such powerful cards. I guess we also opened 3 pieces of power, but unfortunately they were all 3 in the same pack, so we could only take 1. Alright, come on, opponents. I'm ready to get this show on the road. I would love to have one game where we get the like turn 1 or turn 2 reanimation thing. This deck is very, very capable of it. Alright, at long last we have our opponent. Hopefully they actually join the queue. Looks like they did. Do we win the die roll? Yes, we do. Yuck. Alright, cannot keep this hand. This hand we can keep. We're just going to play turn 1 Rotting Regisaur. Keep and put back Archon of Cruel... Terrastodon. And go turn 1 Regisaur, turn 2 Una's Prowler, and just beat down. And if we have our top deck a reanimation spell, that's great, but we don't even need that. We can swing for 7 on turn 2, 10 on turn 3. Turn 1, 7/6. So, they're dead in 3 turns. We'll see what they're playing. This is very, very effective against some decks and very ineffective against others. Spire Canal is not really what I wanted to see because they could have bounce spells. Discard the Archon. Hopefully draw Animate Dead. Okay. I think I'm going to play this. We're going to discard our other cards. So do we want 2 black mana or 3 mana including Ancient Tomb? I think I'm going to take the Ancient Tomb because that turns on Corpse Dance and Recurring Nightmare. And we'll swing for 7. End of turn Brainstorm, okay. In general, end of turn Brainstorm is a pretty weak line because you immediately draw one of the cards you just put back. But that probably means they're pretty desperate. Volcanic Island. They have good mana. Mox Jet, alright. No play. Okay, so we'll discard our Swamp. Murderous Rider, okay. We couldn't have played that no matter what we discarded last turn. Alright, they're down to 3. They could go ahead and turn Deceiver Exarch, untap Land Splinter Twin, and kill us. Oh, no play? Okay, sweet. 4 mana. Could have Venser to bounce the Reggie. Bye-bye, Murderous Rider. Hello, Recurring Nightmare. Alright, another card we cannot play. We'll go to combat and swing. Cryptic to tap draw. Oh, turnabout? Sure. Interesting. Are they playing Storm? I guess they probably are if they're playing Turnabout. Should be a good matchup for us. Although they might be able to kill us. Oh, no, they probably can't kill us here. They only have 4 cards. They don't have that much mana. And they just had to use a Turnabout. Yawgmoth's Will? What? That's such a weak line. They're definitely playing Storm, though. That's good to know. So we want to play Dark Confidant for sure. We don't really have a sideboard plan here. I guess we bring in... Or Terrastodon is a really good piece. Solid win there. We destroyed them. Okay, so the Lodestone Golem is good. Let's bring in that. Lodestone in. Chupacabra out. Dismember out. Bloodjuice Thirst. I'll leave in one of those. We can bring in Jadar. Sword would be good, but it could be hard to cast. Or, like, it's a little slow. Yeah, let's cut the Bloodchief's Thirst and bring in a land, I think. Or no, let's bring in the Toddler's Huntmaster. This is a little heavier. Actually, no. We did bring in Lodestone Golem too. Yeah, I think we do actually want another land. So we'll bring in one more Swamp and run it like that. If we see more of their deck and they have like Brawl and Electroman or something, we could change this. Ooh, this is a very fair hand, but I mean like a very great hand, but like it's not comboing. Just like make you discard a card, get a card advantage engine down, then start attacking the hand of Liliana. Very, very good hand. Sometimes I think you want to hold off on the Duress, but here I think we do want to fire it off on turn 1 because our mana is tied up for the next couple turns. Vampiric Tutor can find Yawgmoth's Will. This is interesting. I think I'm going to take the Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, let's go after their mana here. Cards that are card disadvantaged, like Vampiric Tutor, are pretty bad against Liliana of the Veil. So they play Spirebluff Canal and pass. Corpse Dance, good draw. So next turn we can play Liliana, and then the turn after we can bring back Terastodon. Do they fire up the Vampiric Tutor end of turn? Getting Yawgmoth's Will here doesn't do anything. They could just get a removal spell for the Dark Confidant, but if they do that, then they'll just die to Liliana. Okay, they don't play it. Just taking a natural draw step. They can't use this to kill Dark Confidant until they have 5 mana. Alright, Luna's Prowler, sure. Let's just get Liliana down. Alright, we will plus, discard the Terastodon, and swing for Deuce. So they're holding Expansion Explosion and Vampiric Tutor. Take 2. They do play the Vampire. Interesting. I don't know what they could be getting here. Like maybe Black Lotus and they just want to play an Expansion Explosion for 3 or something. They might still be getting Yawgmoth's Will, and then they're just going to play LED from their graveyard. Four mana. Also, with them being at 13 life, Terastodon with as a hasty attacker is close to a must jump block. Oh, there we go. All right, pretty sweet. So we destroyed Storm. I'm not surprised. That's probably our best matchup, especially if they don't have good interaction for us. But pretty sweet there. So another league where we go 5-2, the best possible record you can have without getting a trophy. So this was our deck, and it was pretty sweet. Very Halloweeny, which you love to see. We had a good reanimation suite of like creatures. This is near the best you can have. We had both Lilianas. We had Black Lotus, good mana base. We were missing Reanimate and Exhume, so we didn't have the best reanimation spells. Also, Corpse Dance was just strictly worse than Shallow Grave, basically here. But this was a really sweet deck. Good interaction, powerful, proactive game plan, a consistent mana base because we're monocolored with a little bit of star power as well. So just a pretty sweet deck all around. It was, like, round 2 was frustrating. Our opponent had Ancestral Recall every single game, and they also had Black Lotus 2 games. Dolly was pretty good, Sun Gold Sentinel. That was their deck was pretty good, and their draw lined up very well with ours consistently. If they hadn't drawn the white source for the turn 2 Thalia, then we could have gone off. Like, we could have played Dark Ritual and gotten, like, going really quickly. But unfortunately, they did top deck the white source they needed, and so we were unable to win that one. But still a pretty sweet league overall. We got the 2-1, we won 5 games, and we got to do some really sweet things. We also won in a wide variety of ways. Like, we won one game with, we won some games by just reanimating. In game 1 of round 2, we won by them just, like, having all their stuff, but then we just got Grizzlebrand out, and they couldn't deal with it. We won one game because of turn 1 Rotting Regisaur and just the pressure of that. And we won one game off of, Duress into Dark Confidant into Liliana, sort of a classic Jundi type win. So really sweet. This deck was versatile and powerful and a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.